She's smiling at you, but it's not an innocent smile. It lingers half a second longer than it should. Her eyes hold something unspoken, a quiet tension between what she feels and what she's allowed to feel. She's with someone else, but her energy keeps pulling toward you. It's not about words. It's not even about touch. It's in the pauses, the looks, the way her tone softens when she speaks to you. You can sense it, that forbidden chemistry that shouldn't exist, yet somehow does. These are the moments most men misread. They think it's friendliness, politeness, or coincidence. But deep down, women know when their heart is crossing lines their logic would never approve of. The truth is, attraction doesn't always ask for permission. Sometimes, even when she's committed elsewhere, her soul recognizes something in you, something missing in the life she's built. It's not about stealing her. It's about understanding the unspoken psychology of attraction that defies circumstance. When a woman is secretly into you, she fights two battles, one with her feelings and one with her conscience. She'll try to convince herself she's not interested, but her actions will betray her. The way she mirrors your gestures, the subtle shift in her breathing when you're close, the excuses she finds to see you again. All those tiny cracks in her composure reveal what she's trying to hide. Her body may stay loyal, but her energy begins to drift toward you. And make no mistake, this isn't about lust. Lust is obvious. This is deeper, quieter, more dangerous. It's emotional attraction, the kind that builds silently over time, until one day she realizes you occupy her thoughts more than the man she's with. You become her secret escape, the one she compares everyone else to. She might never admit it, but her subconscious will do the talking for her. The little smiles, the inside jokes, the unnecessary texts, they're not random. They're emotional breadcrumbs, and they always lead somewhere. But here's what separates the wise man from the fool. The wise one sees these signs and stays calm. He doesn't exploit them, he understands them. Because the moment you chase forbidden interest, you lose the power of mystery that drew her in. The real strength lies in awareness, in knowing she feels something she can't act on, and letting her sit with that tension. When you maintain your frame, she becomes the one who feels the weight of it, not you. Today, we're diving into 10 forbidden signs that reveal when she's secretly into you, even if she's already with someone else. These aren't surface-level signals. They're the subtle, psychological cues that most men never notice. Once you understand them, you'll never look at her words or actions the same way again. Before we start, remember, if you're ready to master yourself and the dating game, my full course is waiting at the stoiccouple.podia.com site. Join once and you're in for life, with lifetime access to every future lessons, series, and books. Start your journey now, because growth doesn't wait. Section 1. The emotional pull. When her energy changes around you. Attraction doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it hides behind polite smiles, friendly conversations, and careful restraint. But energy never lies. You can feel it when her vibe around you changes. That slight hesitation before she speaks, the shift in her breathing when your eyes meet, the way her laughter comes easier when it's you who says something. These are not coincidences. They're the first symptoms of emotional chemistry forming in forbidden places. When a woman is secretly into you, her energy betrays her long before her words do. She becomes subtly alert in your presence. Her posture adjusts, her tone softens, her focus sharpens. You'll notice how she listens differently, how she remembers things you said weeks ago, how she responds to your presence like her body recognizes it. She might tell herself she's being friendly, that you're just easy to talk to. But her subconscious knows the truth. It's the same reason her smile feels warmer than necessary. and why her goodbye always lingers a second too long. Her emotional pull toward you isn't physical at first, it's psychological. She starts comparing the way you make her feel to the way her current partner makes her feel. It's not about love or loyalty, it's about energy. Maybe you bring calm where he brings tension. Maybe you listen when he dismisses. Maybe your silence feels more understanding than his words. Whatever it is, her subconscious starts craving your presence, not out of rebellion, but because it fulfills an emotional need that's been starving in her relationship, and yet she'll resist it. She'll act normal, joke casually, pretend she doesn't notice the growing spark between you. But deep down, she feels the current building. That's why her messages sound slightly more personal, why she asks for your advice on things she doesn't truly need help with, why she begins to share private thoughts disguised as small talk. Women test safety before they reveal interest, and emotional openness is her first test. If she feels you can hold space without judgment, her guard starts to crumble piece by piece. This is the stage where most men ruin everything. They rush in, misinterpret her vulnerability as invitation, and expose their hunger too early. But the man who understands energy knows better. He stays composed. He doesn't chase what's already leaning toward him. He lets her feel her own attraction without interference. Because the moment you make it obvious that you've noticed, she feels guilty. And guilt kills attraction faster than rejection ever could. The emotional pull is the seed of forbidden desire. It grows silently. The more calm you remain, the stronger it becomes. When you don't force it, she begins to romanticize your restraint. And that's when the dynamic flips. She stops trying to ignore the connection and starts wondering why she can't. Section 2. Micro-expressions. The tiny reactions that expose hidden desire. When a woman is secretly into you, her face becomes a battlefield between truth and self-control. Words can lie, but the body never does. And in the split seconds between thought and speech, her micro-expressions reveal everything she's trying to hide. Those fleeting moments, a slight blush, a parted lip, a raised eyebrow, the soft dilation of her pupils, they're the unconscious signatures of attraction. They appear and vanish so fast, you'd miss them if you weren't attuned to energy. But once you've trained your awareness, those moments tell you everything her lips never will. When she's near you, pay attention to her eyes. If they linger just a bit longer than social politeness allows, it's not random. Women are masters of subtlety, but they can't fake the way pupils expand when desire strikes. It's biological. Her body reacts before her logic can intervene, and if she looks away quickly after eye contact, don't mistake it for disinterest. It's often because she felt the spark and panicked. It's her subconscious saying, "He felt that too, didn't he?" Then there's her smile. Not the generic social one, but the real, involuntary kind. The smile that reaches her eyes, that softens her whole face for a second before she regains control. That's how you know she's feeling more than she's admitting. You might catch her playing with her hair, adjusting her clothes, or lightly touching her neck or lips while listening to you, all micro-signals of nervous excitement. Her body language becomes paradoxical. She leans in when you speak, but steps back when the tension becomes too obvious. It's the dance between what she feels and what she's trying not to feel. Even her voice betrays her. The tone slightly drops when she's comfortable with you, becomes warmer, slower, softer. It's an unconscious mimicry, her body syncing with your rhythm. And when she laughs at your smallest jokes, not because they're funny, but because she wants to bond. That's a deeper kind of communication. She's subconsciously building connection while pretending it's coincidence. Most men miss these cues because they're focused on the obvious. physical attention, flirty messages, compliments. But true attraction hides in the micro. It's in the 1-second glances, the nervous adjustments, the pauses that don't need to exist. The wise man doesn't analyze these signals with greed. He observes them with calm. Because the point isn't to exploit her attraction, it's to understand it. When you remain grounded, when you don't react to her tells, something profound happens. She starts feeling safe in her attraction. The forbidden tension between you stops feeling dangerous and starts feeling magnetic. She begins to realize that you see her truth and still respect it. That awareness builds a bond stronger than words, stronger than touch. Because you're not chasing her body, you're acknowledging her humanity. And that, paradoxically, is what makes her want you more. Section 3. When her boundaries start to bend around you. The emotional slip. Attraction always begins in the mind, but once it grows strong enough, it starts bending boundaries. She'll tell herself she's loyal, that she's not crossing any lines. Yet her actions begin to tell another story. When a woman is secretly drawn to you, her internal compass begins to tilt. Slowly, silently, but noticeably. You'll see it in the small compromises she makes, the tiny justifications she whispers to herself. She might say she's just being nice or you're just easy to talk to. But deep down, she knows it's more than that. That's the emotional slip. The moment her self-control starts losing its grip to curiosity. The first sign of this is time. She starts giving you what she doesn't owe you. Access. She finds reasons to stay in contact, to extend conversations that should have ended, to keep you involved in her daily life through messages, calls, or passing mentions. She starts making room for you emotionally, even if she can't yet make room for you physically. It's her way of nurturing a forbidden connection without admitting it exists. She may ask your opinion on her relationship, pretending she wants a man's perspective, but in reality, she's seeking your emotional presence. She's testing how it feels to be emotionally intimate with you while remaining physically committed elsewhere. Then come the boundaries that blur in conversation. She starts sharing things that go beyond friendship, her frustrations, her dreams, her private thoughts. The walls she built around her heart begin to lower, not because she decided to, but because your energy feels safe enough to let them. That safety is the most dangerous kind of attraction. It's not wild or impulsive. It's quiet, consistent, familiar. It makes her feel understood, and that's how emotional loyalty shifts. Before she even realizes it, she's emotionally leaning on you more than on the man she's with. This is where your restraint becomes everything. Because the man who acts impulsively here, who tries to turn tension into opportunity, will destroy the very energy that drew her in. But the man who remains calm, grounded, and unreactive becomes something she can't define. He's not trying to take. He's just there, solid and still. That stillness becomes irresistible. It makes her realize she's losing control, not because of manipulation, but because of connection. When her boundaries start bending, she'll feel both drawn and guilty. She'll tell herself she's not doing anything wrong, yet she'll think about you more than she should. And every time she tries to pull away, the absence of your energy feels louder. That's how forbidden attraction deepens, not through physical touch, but through the emotional gravity of what's unsaid. And that's the paradox. The more she resists you, the more she feeds the connection. Because what she's fighting isn't you. It's the part of herself that already chose you. Section 4. When jealousy appears in disguise. Her emotional tells. Jealousy is one of the purest proofs of attraction, yet it's the one emotion she'll try hardest to hide, especially when she's not supposed to feel it. When a woman is secretly into you but committed to someone else, Her jealousy doesn't come out as obvious envy. It's disguised as curiosity, sarcasm, or sudden changes in mood that she can't even explain herself. Her words may stay composed, but her energy gives her away every time. Watch the way she reacts when other women enter your world. She may act indifferent, even supportive, saying things like, "She's pretty, she seems nice." But look closer. The tone will carry a trace of tension, a subtle drop in warmth, a quiet stiffness in her posture. She'll overcompensate with politeness because she doesn't want to reveal that she feels threatened. Yet her energy will betray her. She'll become more observant, more present, more reactive. That's not friendliness. That's emotional competition trying to hide behind calm. If she ever asks about your dating life, it won't sound like a question. It'll sound like a test. She'll phrase it casually. "Are you seeing anyone?" Or, "You must have girls chasing you, right?" She's not just curious. She's scanning your tone for emotional availability. The irony is, she doesn't want to hear that you're with someone. But she also doesn't want to hear that you're waiting for her. What she truly wants is tension. To know she matters enough to make you choose calmness over chasing. Jealousy also shows in comparison. She might bring up her partner around you more than usual, mentioning him subtly to gauge your reaction. If you stay unbothered, she feels both frustrated and intrigued. Frustrated that she can't shake your composure, and intrigued that she can't control how you affect her. That contrast makes her attraction grow stronger. Because while her partner might demand attention, you command it through silence. She feels the difference, even if she never admits it. Sometimes, jealousy hides in absence. She may distance herself after seeing you interact with another woman, not because she's angry, but because she's feeling too much. She needs space to recalibrate her emotions, to remind herself of her commitments, to silence the guilt she feels for caring so deeply. But when she comes back, she's warmer than before, because absence always intensifies desire when the bond is emotional. The key for you is to remain unmoved. Never explain, never provoke, never reassure. Let her sit in her own jealousy. Because when you stay grounded in peace, her emotional storm becomes her teacher. She realizes that her reactions reveal more than her words ever could. And that's when she starts seeing you, not as an escape, but as a mirror, one that reflects the truth she's been trying to avoid. Jealousy is her unconscious confession. It's the moment her mask slips and emotion exposes what reason tries to hide. And once that happens, she's no longer just curious about you. She's emotionally invested, even if she pretends she isn't. Section 5. When she seeks your validation, but pretends she doesn't need it. One of the most revealing signs a woman is secretly into you, especially when she's involved with someone else, is when she starts craving your validation while pretending she doesn't care for it. This behavior is never direct. It hides beneath layers of casual conversation, confidence, and control. But beneath the surface, there's a quiet longing for acknowledgement, for your approval specifically. She may get validation from many, but yours holds a unique weight because it comes without effort. You don't chase, you don't flatter, you don't feed her ego, and that restraint makes your validation rare, and therefore priceless. You'll notice this shift when she starts fishing for your opinion without asking directly. She'll mention something new she did. A haircut, a project, a dress. Not to inform you, but to see how you'll react. She may say, "It's nothing special," yet wait for you to disagree. She might downplay an achievement only to feel the warmth of your reassurance. Even when she claims she doesn't care what you think, her eyes will betray the truth. That subtle anticipation for your reaction, that flicker of emotion when you finally speak. This need for your validation becomes her quiet addiction. It's not about compliments. It's about emotional confirmation. She wants to know she still affects you, that her presence registers somewhere inside you. But because she's with someone else, she can't ask for that openly. So she crafts situations that make it look unintentional. She might accidentally share a personal story that makes her vulnerable, or subtly seek your approval in the way she phrases her messages. Carefully written, but disguised as casual. The irony is, the less validation you give, the more she desires it, because your calm indifference contrasts sharply with what she's used to, men who are eager, reactive, predictable. You don't hand out validation cheaply. It must be earned. And when she realizes that, she starts putting in effort subconsciously. Dressing differently when she knows she'll see you, being more thoughtful in her responses, adjusting her energy to match yours. Every woman wants to feel desired, but the woman who's secretly into you wants to feel chosen, and your silence makes her wonder if she is. Here lies your power. The less you feed her ego, the deeper her emotional hunger grows. The more she tries to hide her need for your attention, the more it consumes her. This tension is the forbidden magnetism she can't escape. Because while her partner's validation has become expected, yours remains uncertain. It's that uncertainty, that emotional unpredictability, that keeps her invested. You don't need to reassure her. Your lack of response is the response. It keeps her imagination alive, her emotions spinning, her curiosity awake. And that's where attraction becomes obsession, when she starts chasing a validation you never promised to give. Section 6. The emotional confession. When her words hide a deeper truth. Every forbidden attraction eventually reaches a breaking point, a moment where emotions leak through the cracks of restraint. She won't confess it directly. She'll disguise her truth in layers of careful words, half-meanings, and contradictions. But listen closely, and you'll hear what she's really saying beneath the surface. When a woman is secretly into you, but trapped by circumstance, her confessions sound like denials. Her words will tell you no, but her tone will whisper maybe. Her sentences will aim for distance, but her eyes will beg for connection. It usually begins with emotional vulnerability. She'll open up to you about things she hasn't shared with anyone, her fears, her frustrations, her relationship doubts. She might talk about how things aren't the same with her partner, or how she feels misunderstood, unseen, or disconnected. At first, it sounds like casual venting, but it's more than that. She's not just sharing. She's transferring emotional intimacy from him to you. The moment she feels safer expressing herself to you than to the man she's with. Her heart has already chosen sides, even if her mind hasn't caught up. She'll also start using indirect language. Hypothetical scenarios, jokes, or questions that test the boundary between curiosity and confession. She might say, "I don't even know why I'm telling you this," or "Imagine if we had met earlier." These aren't random remarks, they're emotional probes. She's testing if you feel it too, without risking the guilt of admitting it outright. Every time you respond calmly, without judgment or eagerness, you make her feel safer, and that safety becomes intoxicating. Then comes the emotional slip, the moment her control falters. It might happen through a late-night message, a long conversation that feels too personal, or a sudden silence after she reveals something she can't take back. She'll try to cover it up, to reframe it as a joke or mistake, but it's too late. You both felt it. That brief, raw honesty becomes a turning point. She'll spend the next days trying to convince herself it meant nothing, yet she'll replay it in her mind like a secret memory. The wise man understands that this is not the moment to act. It's the moment to stay still. Because when you remain grounded, her confession becomes her own mirror. The more calm you stay, the more she reveals. Emotional truth thrives in safety, and your stoic presence gives her exactly that. She doesn't want you to fix her confusion. She wants you to understand it without judgment. And when she feels that you do, she bonds with you on a level that surpasses attraction. It becomes emotional loyalty. In that space between what's said and what's meant, a silent bond forms. One that even she can't fully explain. It's forbidden, unspoken, and powerful. Because while words may hide the truth, energy never does. And her energy will start to orbit you, no matter how hard she tries to resist it. In short, attraction built on control is temporary, but attraction built on peace lasts long after words fade. The ultimate paradox of forbidden desire is that the moment you stop trying to win her, you already have. Because power in relationships doesn't come from pursuit. It comes from presence. The man who knows how to do nothing, who knows how to wait, who knows how to remain still while everything around him tempts him to react. That man becomes unforgettable. Not because he chased, but because he didn't need to. When a woman feels something deep for you, her instinct is to test it, to resist it, question it, suppress it. But if you remain calm, you give her the space to realize what it truly is. Your stillness becomes her mirror. While she's fighting her emotions, your silence exposes her truth. Because silence is not absence. It's energy condensed. It says everything words can't. And when your energy holds steady through her confusion, her heart learns something powerful, that your value never depended on her response. Most men destroy attraction because they can't stand uncertainty. They chase clarity. They demand closure. They want to know what she feels. But the Stoic man understands that mystery is the soil where desire grows. He doesn't rush to define what's unfolding. He lets it unfold. Every time she pulls away, he stays still. Every time she tests his calm, he passes by doing nothing. Not out of apathy, but out of understanding. He knows that true strength isn't in control. It's in self-control. Doing nothing doesn't mean indifference. It means mastery. It means you trust the natural order of attraction to reveal itself without forcing it. It means you understand that your emotional stability is the most magnetic energy in the room. It means you value your peace more than her attention. And paradoxically, that's when her attention becomes obsessed with you. Because women are drawn not to what's loud, but to what's grounded. They crave the rare feeling of calm in a world full of noise, and you've become that calm. At some point, she'll realize that her connection with you was never about circumstance. It was about frequency. She'll understand that what drew her wasn't your words or your charm, but your energy, unbothered, unhurried, unbreakable. She might stay in her world, but a part of her will always orbit yours. Because she felt something most men can't give, peace wrapped in power. So let others chase attention, validation, and quick satisfaction. You'll stand apart, silent, focused, and free. Because you know that the man who needs nothing commands everything. You know that detachment isn't loss, it's liberation. And you know that the strongest move you can make in love, attraction, and life is to do nothing. Because when you master yourself, you master the game. And when you master the game, she'll choose you even in silence. Before you go, remember, if you're ready to master yourself and the dating game, my full course is waiting at the stoiccouple.podia.com site. Join once, and you're in for life, with lifetime access to every future lesson, series, and book. Start your journey now, because growth doesn't wait.